Welcome to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. Are you a goofball that loves Giants football? If so, sit back and relax. Except you, that person driving. Sit up and keep your eyes on the road. Your ears, though, can still listen as we talk about the team that both excites and frustrates us so much. And now, here are your goofball hosts, Drew and Rob.
Welcome, fellow goofballs, to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. I am Drew, joined as always by...
Me, Rob. Let's go, KC.
Ooh. That was some big eyes for that. You're like, me.
We're going to win.
Someone's had some Red Bull tonight.
Let's go.
So we got some Giant news here for you guys here. And, of course, we're going to do our preview of the big game, the superb owl, the super bowel, whatever you want to call it here, since we're not supposed to call it what we all know we want to call it. Yeah. Don't sue us, NFL. Don't sue us, NFL.
Please, God.
How crazy is it? You mentioned that game by actual name, you get sued. But you can say NFL all you want. You can say Philadelphia Eagles all you want. You can say Kansas City Chiefs all you want. It's that name, that one name that they hold on to as if it's Mickey freaking Mouse.
Right?
Oh, my God. It's insanity. So the NFL, since we can say that, had its award show last night. And, hey, a Giant won an award. Wow. I can't remember the last time we won an award, outside of, Super Bowl trophies, obviously. But yeah, we had a Giant win an award. So Brian Daboll officially is the NFL Coach of the Year. Congrats, Dabes.
Woo! We've been saying this now, week 18, 2 weeks, for 21 weeks.
Yeah, and listen, all the Eagle fans that are like, oh, well, we beat him 3 times. We should have Coach of the Year. No, you shouldn't, because your team actually has good talent on the roster, as much as we hate to admit it. Brian Daboll, we talked about, with the free agency, how we're shopping at Marshall's. We're not shopping, at Nordstrom or anything like that. Yeah, like last season, they were stealing hand-me-downs from bums on the street. Okay, like, literally they were, like, robbing the homeless to get stuff. That's how bad it was. And this man did such amazing, amazing things with the roster he was handed. And talk about maximizing the talent you have. Like, I could not be more happy with the job he did this year. And I loved his acceptance speech, by the way, because it was so quick and it was so abrupt. It was exactly what you expect at a Daboll. Like, yep, thank you for the team, for doing everything. Yeah. Thank you for the GM. Thank you for the coaches. Thank you for the scouting team. Thank you for my wife. Good night.
Won't say a word. Keep you on the MO. Our quarterback is still day to day. See you next year.
What's crazy is you look at the the post game speeches this man does. And he really gets the team fired up and everything. He gets excited. This kind of thing, I think it was kind of out of place. It's like he's not the guy who wants to dress up in a suit and do all these pictures and stuff like that.
If you look at any of his news media coverage, he's showing up in a Ford pickup truck, just
damn straight,
marching on a big old stick with his big old glasses, like,
and his briefcase that they bought him for when he first got hired.
Yeah. So he looks important.
There's a whole Twitter account, actually, that has the video of him when he first pulled up in his F-150 this first day at work, and they put it to different music every single time they post a video. It's hilarious. Like, legit, like, this man has thousands of followers on Twitter because that's what he posts. It's hilarious. So, real quick, we give you guys all the rundown of the awards and who won everything. MVP, Patrick Mahomes. We mentioned Coach of the Year already. Brian Daboll. Yeah. Comeback Player of the Year, Geno Smith. And this was the one we're not too happy about because Saquon Barkley was up for that, and it would have been nice to have 2 wins on the award night. That would have been really nice.
the most upsetting part about it too is like where he fell in the rankings because he got number 3. I mean, Drew, you could announce the winner, which we both are kind of sourpusses about. But if you want, sorry.
Well, here's the thing: we actually had 2 guys in the top 5, which is pretty amazing. So you know what? We got most players in the top 5. I don't know if that's an award, but we're making it up now. We just want some good news.
We're gonna take it.
Our season's over. We're taking the wins wherever we can get them. So, Geno Smith had 28 votes. So he won. Christian McCaffrey, CMC, 12 votes, second place. Saquon Barkley was 4 votes, so third place. Tied for 4th was Nick Gates and Brandon Graham. Jared Goff had 1. J.J. Watt had 1. And, you know, it's one of those things that I'm sorry, I can't get behind Geno. I can get behind Christian McCaffrey if he won. I can't get behind Geno. He didn't go anywhere. Come back from what? Just being a crappy quarterback?
Yeah, that's my biggest thing. So Geno Smith, you started as a quarterback 10 years ago, and you didn't go anywhere.
You didn't go anywhere. There's nothing to come back from.
And then you were a backup for how long, and you didn't have a job. And Sneaky Pete found something in you.
Yep.
You didn't come back from anything last year because you weren't anything last year.
Didn't go anywhere.
Like,
yeah.
You could argue Nick Gates, hell of a fracture. Excuse my language. Barkley, coming off a crazy injury, playing the way he did last year. Like, that's what a comeback
Brandon
player
Graham
is.
had a massive injury last year. Nick Gates almost had to retire. Jared Goff, you know, is same as Geno. He just kind of came out of obscurity to becoming a relevant quarterback again.
Well, listen, but Goff at least was a starter.
Yeah,
like Goff, like he was the whole part.
Well, you're only helping Geno's case of that when he came back from the bench. But I'm sorry, he didn't go anywhere. He was there the whole time. He just wasn't good enough to start. And now all of a sudden he's come back. He's come back from nothing, guys. Came back from nothing. So I got a little bit of sour grapes there. I do. Like if this was a wine, it'd be a very bitter taste with an oaky overtone and a raspberry aftertaste.
Chardonnay?
What is it with wine and the stupid freaking ways they describe those flavors? By the way, like this has a nice oaky, leathery taste with a
this
hint
tastes
of
like
chocolate.
bark. Yeah,
it's like who's like, you know what I would love? Let's mix some oak and some leather with a hint of chocolate. Wouldn't that be spectacular? Like if this was a cake, would you eat it?
Hell no.
No. So don't
give me that confetti.
Don't drink it. Stick to the Moscato, stick to the Riesling, stick to the sweet stuff.
Oh no, that's Kool-Aid.
Like
Stop, that's Kool-Aid.
That's what I want. Kool-Aid. I want the stuff that tastes like grape juice. I want to go. Is this Welch's? That's what I want to do. Okay, like I want this.
Brew that man.
Sweet.
Brew that man.
It's gotta taste good. It's gotta taste good. Same as my whiskey. I like the peanut butter whiskey. That Screwball
guys,
stuff.
Anyone in the comments
by the way,
below,
Screwball.
Say boo that man.
I'm just saying. Like by the way, Screwball. If you're interested in someone, pitching their stuff here, we are interested in sponsors. 2giantgoopballs@mail.com. We also take free samples.
And Screwball, real fast. Just pause. I like my whiskey like I like my Robitussin. I want to make sure it works. We're good to go.
Listen,
all right.
Actually, the other day I had some. It was peanut butter whiskey mixed with some cherry juice. It was a nice PB&J there. I'm just saying. Anyway, back to football. We're getting sidetracked with the whiskey and all talk here. I can't help myself. I want some whiskey now. So rest of the awards here. Whiskey of the year, no kidding.
Jack Daniels. Gentlemen.
Jack Daniels.
Gentlemen.
Jack. AP Offensive Player of the Year, Justin Jefferson. Defensive Player of the Year, Nick Bosa. Offense Rookie Player of the Year, Garrett Wilson. Defense, Sauce Gardner. So the Jets got both rookie awards, by the way.
Kudos
that
to the
hasn't
Jets.
been talked about enough. Yeah, seriously.
No, it hasn't. Really kudos to the Jets.
Our little sibling there.
Well, they might be coming too in the next couple of years because they're a very young team that is almost a quarterback away. Like some good coaching staff.
Yeah,
good quarterback
They'll
play.
Get a quarterback this offseason, I guarantee it.
Yeah,
I guarantee it. It's just a matter of who it's going to be, but they're going to get a new one. So the next gen stats moments of the year was the Justin Jefferson catch versus the Bills. That's like the OBJ catch he had. That was an amazing catch.
Yeah.
So yeah, dead on. Walter Payton, man of the year. Dak Prescott.
Boo.
I think he got it for all the donations he gave to the defenses over the year.
Pick six.
This man's
Win
so
the
generous,
lottery.
he gives the ball to the team.
Yeah.
No, in all seriousness, I didn't see what I saw people going crazy over all of the stuff he supposedly did over the year. So, listen, if he's doing great work, he's doing great work regardless of who he plays for. Yep.
We're going to make fun of Dak because we're Giants fans, but
yeah,
if you win that award, kudos to you for being a great human being. Thank you for your contributions. Thank you for everything you've done.
And we'll be more likely to root for you once you leave the Cowboys when they realize you suck.
Yeah, we'll see you. We'll see you in Vegas soon enough.
So the FedEx Air and Ground Players of the Year, Joe Burrow and Josh Jacobs. So that goes to the top quarterback and top running back. The Salute to Service Award went to Ron Rivera. And they also announced the new Hall of Fame class. And no, not a single Giant. And I was hoping for one in this one. I actually was. And I was keeping it quiet because I didn't want to say anything in case I'm jinxed it in any way, shape, or form. I was hoping that somebody would take a look at a certain ex-Giant running back who's very much hated by a lot of people because his brother just got in, his twin brother, Rondé. It would have been nice for Tiki to get in. Had them both get in at the same exact time. That'd have been a cool trick. Like, listen, if I had an identical twin and he was going into the Hall of Fame and I also was going into the Hall of Fame, I would seriously switch places with him to see if anybody notices. Like, come on, that'd be fun. That'd be fun.
Is it me or is it my brother? I don't know.
Can you imagine?
Put on the other jersey.
Everybody keeps on wondering where I got all the energy from after halftime. No one noticed. So the people that did get in, like I said already, Rondé Barber, the great cornerback for the Buccaneers, who rightfully deserves it. The man was a very good player for years. The big fight was whether or not he would get it or Darrelle Revis would get it this year. And guess what? They both got it. And both deservedly so. Darrelle Revis is probably one of the best corners I've ever seen play this game my entire life. He was that good. For those who maybe didn't get a chance to watch, even though it wasn't that long ago, Revis Island was a thing. He literally took everybody on and just shut them down. He was amazing. Joe Thomas, who never gets enough credit. This man literally just dominated in this league for 11 years for the Cleveland Browns. Think about that. He had nobody around him. Nobody of any talent around him for most of his career. Dominated the NFL. Zach Thomas finally gets in, the middle linebacker for the Miami Dolphins, and that's way overdue. This man was really, really good, underrated by this staff. It should have been like maybe second year. If you want to do this holier than now, you have to be an all-time great to get in your first try. I hate that with the Hall of Fame. DeMarcus Ware, again, as much as I hate to give credit to a Cowboy, this man deserved it. I remember when they were drafting him, and Bill Parcells actually compared him to Lawrence Taylor. And I was like, whoa, that's sacrilege. And my feelings on that, 'cause they do that now with, Micah Parsons. You don't compare. But you know what? He may not be LT, but he was still one hell of a player, and he deserved to be in the Hall of Fame. Also, rounding out, we got some veteran picks here as well. Chuck Howley, Joe Klecko, another Jet getting in. Ken Riley, and Don Coryell. So, pretty decent-sized class there at that point. But yeah, so another award. Yeah. We got another award for a New York Giant coach. Coaches are just racking up the awards. So Tom Coughlin, Mr. Two-time Super Bowl champion, also won
the
Walter Camp Football Foundation Distinguished American Award, because that man does a ton of work for charities and all. He's one of those guys that has that gruff exterior, but the man does so much that I don't think people even notice what he does sometimes. He does so much for charities and all. He truly does. Great guy.
He really does. Him and his wife actually run a big charity event every year.
Oh, yeah. And all the Giants come out for it still, even the ones that never played for him, they still come out because it's that much respect for the guy because he deserves it, point blank.
100%.
We also have some great news on the coaching front. Great news on the coaching front. It's very rare we can give great news out.
Thank you, NFL cards.
We talked about it last episode where Wink Martindale was still in the running for the Colts job. And I told you guys, I don't think that Wink Martindale is going to get the job because they're holding on to Gus Bradley for some reason. And you don't hold on to him if you're going to hire Wink Martindale. Well, it's been reported today, not by the Colts, I'll say that, because they're not, they could be wrong reporting. But it's being reported today that Wink Martindale is out of the running for the Indianapolis Colts job. So that means we're keeping Wink. We're keeping Wink in New York, guys. So that means we still have a defense. We still have a defense. So you're saying there's a chance.
More snow angels in the future.
Now, keep in mind, we still have Mike Kafka, who is still in the running here for the head coaching job in Arizona. But I'm going to say this. Maybe I'm being presumptive with this here. The fact that neither one of those two teams, the Colts or the Cardinals, have officially hired somebody tells me they want somebody that's playing in this game on Sunday. Because they can't hire them. They can't talk to them again. They're out of it until this game is over. So watch these two lose some coordinators.
Probably. And when it comes to especially like Arizona, like Kafka, if he was more of a veteran at the OC position, he might be suited for that position because of the talent roster they have in that offense.
It's the personality they have in that quarterback. That's the big issue.
Well, Kafka could unplug the Xbox and then keep Murray in line.
If I'm him, I wouldn't want that job because of the issues that's going to come with it. Because
you're right. But I'm just saying.
I wouldn't.
I'm just saying. But, so he was a quarterback coach that helped coach Mahomes.
Yeah, he helped quarterback with drive.
Yeah. He helped DJ.
A quarterback with drive.
Come to what he is.
That.
You're right. You're right. But hear me out. So, like, as Arizona Cardinal fans and that organization, you have a quarterback that has talent on his legs and through his arms, not the drive, but has that talent. You would want someone that has worked with people that have the same similar talent sets. So I understand why he was in the running, but at the same time,
like
this is his first year as offensive
coordinator. He's getting his name out there, and that's a good thing. I just don't think that's the right job when you're going for your first job. As much as you take any job you can get, because there's not a lot of those jobs out there. If you fail at your first one, you don't get a second one a lot of times. But like I said, I think we're going to keep them. I think we're going to keep them both, and I still think we're going to keep the coaching staff, on hand and whole. And hopefully, I'm right on that. We'll see. We'll see as time goes.
No, we've both said this for the past few weeks. Like both have done a great job for the Giants.
Oh yeah,
they both have been interviewing.
Oh yeah,
rightfully so. And I feel this, and I'm pretty sure you feel the same way. We will have both come back into the next year with more 100%, talent.
100%, I think so.
Yeah.
I'll be shocked otherwise.
Yeah, same. With more talent and do better with the more talent, which then will promote themselves again.
Yep.
So this way we can have the same conversation in a year from now.
Yeah, and you know what? Listen, if they get a job, great for them. I'm not want to hold them back as much as I want to keep them on the team. I kind of like the idea of other people that were our coordinators becoming head coaches and me rooting for them where the next spot they go, assuming that it's not the Cowboys or the Eagles.
Yeah.
And, listen, that'd be great to have. We haven't had that. I think the last coordinator we had that left us to be a head coach was Spagnuolo.
Yeah.
I think that's the last one I can think of off the top of my head. So we also got some... Yeah, we also got some news now for you guys also on our roster and specifically our tight end, Daniel Bellinger.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me.
Oh, no, you don't have a tight end at all. I've heard you're very flappy.
Super cow cheese. Oh.
Cellulite. So Travis Kelce, who I think it's pretty safe to say is probably the best tight end in all of football now that Gronk is officially retired. Even before that, you could have made that case very easily, I think. But now that Gronk's out, I think it's pretty obvious he is the best. So he's very involved with tight ends overall. You know, him and George Kittle do the off-season tight end academy and stuff like that. So these guys have been great as far as helping the rest of the tight ends and kind of teach you what they know, which is really amazing if you think about it. Current players doing that kind of thing. But he had a quote that I wanted to share with you guys because I thought it was pretty big. Travis Kelce said, "There are a few great tight ends out there. A few guys I'm excited about. Pitts, Ferguson, and Bellinger from New York." Listen, guys, when the top tight end in all of football is saying, "Hey, this guy's something," you listen.
I mean, Drew, you and I also both said at the beginning of the year, we just thought this guy was going to be a blocker. And we found out he had hands. We found out he's got some hands.
He's got hands. He knows how to use them. Whoa, whoa, whoa. He's not molesting women.
I was just showing you my hands.
Down, good sir.
I was being
why were they going in circular motion? So
wax on, wax off.
So Kelce said he's just an awesome athlete. He seems like he has the professional drive to be the greatest tight end that he can be. Like I said, great words. I'm all for it. I'm glad somebody who knows more about football than you and I sees this as well because, like I said, he's going to be good. There's not a doubt in my mind he's going to be good. So, yeah, I'm excited to see what year 2 comes. And like I said, we talked about this last episode as well. I'm hoping he gets a fellow tight end that actually is good as well and, you know, have a double tight end look and really, you know, take over, especially with the abilities that DJ has as a runner. I think it's going to be something special next year. I'm really hoping.
Especially like if they got some good receiving, good receivers out there, like it just opens up Bellinger that much more.
Again. I see you going like this again.
I'm sorry. I'm just so excited. I need to talk with my hands. I'm in New Jersey. I need to talk with my hands.
What's the matter with you?
What's the matter with you, eh?
So yeah, like I said, future's bright definitely for that guy there. So. I think we got to get into also, of course, the big game coming up here. And Rob,
there's a big game. What?
I think yes, there is. Not for us, but I think we should do something for one last time this year. One last time.
Ooh.
And I think it's time to roll that beautiful bean footage.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Now, it's time for Goofballs Picking Football Scores. Let's see what they think about the games going on this week.
Oh, there we go. There's some beautiful bean footage. Nice to use that one more time. Delicious. Now we officially retire that segment there until preseason.
Until week 1. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, bro, preseason. We'll do the preseason.
Week 1 and preseason.
Yeah. So, yeah, so we got the you got the lineup there. You want me to give that, Rob?
What do you got over there, Drew?
I got 1.5 points being given to the Kansas City Chiefs. They are the slight underdog. I got 51 points as the over/under. So
51. Good Lord.
Yeah, they're expecting a high-scoring event here. So. Why don't you go first, Rob? Since I gave the lines here like we usually don't do, so you go first. You get to pick first.
Oh, we're switching this up here.
Why? Oh, we are switching.
All right, so this I don't know when the last time in Super Bowl history. Well, probably the first time in Super Bowl history because both these teams at this point are 16-3, which is pretty unprecedented since we've only had 18 weeks in football for. Not that long. So
you're struggling. I can tell. You're like thinking like, are you not confident in the pick? Or are you trying to leave us in suspense? What's going on, Rob? Just tell us who's gonna win.
I wore red for a reason.
Oh yeah!
Booyah! One of the new suspense. So listen, at the end of the day. The Eagles are a very well-rounded team. As much as I don't want to admit it, and it was struggling for me to get that out there, the defense is probably better than KC's defense. but KC's offense is more high flying. As long as Patrick Mahomes, his ankle is healthy as can be, they're going to win by 3, possibly 6. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be a shootout. As much as I don't want to admit it, I've said it a couple times this year, Jalen Hurts has really turned himself around from last year. I didn't think he was the answer for Philadelphia, but he has really proven himself.
Yeah.
That offense has really come around. It's been a high-power offense.
When I come around.
That song came out both before these quarterbacks were born. And this, crazy Super Bowl that we have going on here. The key to the victory here is the KC defense. Because if they don't show up, KC loses. But I have confidence in the way they've played.
Come on, Spags. Come on, Spags.
Hey, the way they played in these playoff games, the KC defense, KC wins. They win by 4.
So I got similar to you, but I'm a little different. So I'm going to say Kansas City win. I'm with you on that. And I think they win 27 to 24. That's what I got, 27 to 24. I definitely got the over. So what you look at here is, interesting is the reverse to each other in certain ways. So the Chiefs' defense is built to stop the pass. Their especially is their pass rush specifically. But they're not as good against the run. So that part is the same with the Eagles now. Here's where the differences come. The Chiefs are a passing offense. The Eagles are a running offense. And you would think because of that the Eagles would have the upper hand. And in ways they do in a certain degree because of that part of it there. But here's the big difference. This is Patrick Mahomes' 3rd Super Bowl. And I think in certain aspects, there's a certain level of experience factor that comes into this. And I think that's what's going to happen, is because Patrick Mahomes still loses sleep overnight here over his Super Bowl loss to the Buccaneers a couple of years ago. He still talks about the fact that he's still ticked off he lost that game. This man has that kind of drive and that kind of will. That's not to say that Jalen Hurts doesn't. So it's not of me knocking Jalen Hurts as much as I love to do that, Eagle fans. What it boils down to is you can't have that kind of drive until you lose because you expect to win because you've been winning. There's a difference. There's a difference. So I fully expect the Kansas City Chiefs to win. I fully expect it to be a close game. I fully expect it to be a high-scoring game. And I do think you're going to have a random wide receiver for the Chiefs become a stud for a game. I don't know who yet, but because they're pretty injured at that position. But I think Mahomes going to find somebody who's open quite often in the game, and he's going to boop, 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 because I'm telling you, they're going to cover Kelsey like you would not believe. He's going to be like triple teamed covered. And you got to think about the fact that obviously you got Bradbury and you got Slay on there as well. There's going to be someone who's like a bottom level roster guy in their receiving core who Mahomes is going to have some good rapport with, and he's going to go boom, boom, boom all day long. I'm telling you right now. 100%. You're going to see that kind of thing. And you're going to see really quickly, too, that ankle's healthy because I think he's going to have to move around with that defense the way it is. But he's had 2 weeks to move around. And let me ask you this, Rob. Did he look like he was having an issue when he ran out of bounds at the end of the game?
I mean, he did a really good job. Yeah. He did a really good job selling. Oh, wait. It is 3 minutes left. Oh, ow, my ankle.
Oh, I don't think it's selling. I think he was in pain. I legit think he was in pain. But here's what it boils down to is that man don't give a damn because he knows if he doesn't do what he's got to do, he's done. He's going home.
And here's another thing. There's no more football after this week.
Nope.
You play until your heart gives out, until your ankle gives out. Because you know what?
Yep.
You got all offseason to heal up.
Unless you're Kadarius Toney, because then you play until
got
one of your
17
17
hamstrings.
hamstrings.
Yeah.
If we just give the same number randomly,
We did.
thank
Damn.
God we read that medical journal beforehand.
Yeah. You know what's sad? He's probably going to get a touchdown.
You know what? Honestly, I'm
But-
okay with it. I'm okay with it.
Me too.
Because
as long as he beats Philly.
beat the Eagles. That's what matters in the end.
Yep.
That's what matters in the end. And I'm okay with Kadarius Toney being the one to do it because he still didn't do crap all regular season. And we still got a third-round pick.
He had one touchdown in the offseason that got reversed.
Yeah. I mean, he's just... Well, yeah, he had a couple touchdowns. He did have a couple touchdowns.
Well, I'm saying he had one
200
against...
yards in like half a season. Like, that's... Yeah. I wouldn't say he
no-
was a difference maker.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. I'm just saying there was that
Except for the
one...
medical staff. They're confounded by how many hamstrings he has.
They got the doctor from the house in there, just confounded, trying to figure out what's going on with his hamstring.
He's just getting angry and talking with a deep tone.
You, sir, should only have one hamstring on each leg.
You, sir, are lying. You have lyingitis.
But yeah.
So, yeah. Like I said, I think that's where we're going. I'll be very happy. And I'm going to say this up front, Eagle fans. To any of you that are all listening, watching, whatever the case may be. Even if you win. As Bon Jovi would say, you're halfway there.
Slippery when wet? Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
You still would have 2 rings to our 4. So, catch up to us, then you can talk. I'm just saying that preemptively, because you know they're going to talk as if they're the greatest thing since sliced bread. Because, they think that. But they think that when they're horrible, too, so...
Yeah, listen, the greatest thing that happened to that city was Rocky.
Yeah. Who, by the way, the Chiefs fans are just trashing that statue every chance they get. They're putting, like, jerseys on it. They painted it. Some of it paint, but paint looks like, I don't know if it was, like, actual paint or, like, stuff that just, rinse off. But it was, like, red all over them and stuff like that. Like, yeah, that statue is going to be under, like 24-hour security right now.
Yeah, South Philly's going to have to go over there and just hang out.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm excited for the game. I'm excited overall to see what's going to happen, especially hoping that you and I are both wrong and it's not a close game and the Chiefs just freaking wallop on them. I would love that. I would that.
I would, but I also, as a football fan, I don't like Super Bowls that are blowout. As much as I don't like Philly. I want them kind of in there, maybe at the half, and like, oh my God, what's going to happen? And then I'm like, oh, my boxes are paying out.
I'm not happy that there's a 30-point lead. Seriously, I'm with you under 2 conditions. If the Giants are in the Super Bowl, I want a blowout. And if the Cowboys
Let's take that back. Let's take that back for a second.
What?
If it's a blowout, if we win.
Yes, of course.
Because
I thought that was understood. I mean, I'm a Giants fan. You think that
because you said it's just a blowout because that happened about 20 years ago, and we're all pretty pissed off. Not to bring that back up.
You had to bring up that.
I had to bring it up.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's the second of our Tampa Super Bowls.
Yeah.
That's how good we are, Eagles fans. We've had multiple Super Bowls in the same city.
Yeah.
Talk to us.
Hey, Philly, how many times have you been in the Super Bowl since 2000?
Well, no, actually, I'll give them that. 3. They've been in twice, so have we. We've been 3 times, so yeah, we still got them on that.
Them too. They won 2, and they... Right?
That's right. No, they lost one. They lost to Donovan McNabb when he was puking in the freaking... puking in the huddle.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no matter what, like I said, it's just... I really don't want to have them win just as I don't feel like hearing the Eagles fans. It's sad that that's what it's all about. Is I just don't want to hear.
At the end of the day, yes, that's what it comes down to.
I just don't want to hear Ken chiming in. By the way,
all right, Ken
Cristiano. I hate the Eagles, but I think they win by 3.
Ken, you're full of crap.
Yeah, wow, Ken. I
You
really,
son of a gun.
I
Go
thought
back
we were
to
going
Chicago.
somewhere positive, Ken. What the hell? Yeah.
Go back to Chicago.
Wow.
Go out, eat some deep dish pizza, man.
They don't even have deep dish pizza like that there. I don't know who started that lie. Tell him, Ken, it's not the deep dish there. It's the thin crust one you guys like, the crispy one. I don't know why. That's what they do. That's what they do there. He's laughing now at us. But yeah, he knows I'm right. Yeah. The deep dish is Detroit. It's not Chicago. I don't know who started this. And it's also not pizza. It's basically a bread bowl with with pasta without the pasta in the middle.
Don't you know?
Yeah, it's just sauce and cheese in a bread bowl.
Gross.
Oh, I always mention the Chicago beef sandwich. Okay, Portillo's. we know Portillo's. Okay, they got them down here in Tampa Bay. We got Portillo's everywhere. It's good food, actually. It's a Chicago thing. Obviously, that's not where most actual Chicago people go, but if you move down to Florida, that's where you go for Chicago-style food. So, alrighty, folks, that's enough of Chicago food here. Getting me hungry.
Since I'm in New Jersey, I'm going to eat some delicious pizza. Yeah.
Oh, I miss pizza. I really do miss pizza. So, guys, we will be back after the Super Bowl, of course, with our post-game coverage, where hopefully we're just laughing at Eagles fans for half an hour straight, because we will do that. We will be that petty. Yes, we're that petty.
Yeah.
So
that would be the show.
Yeah. So take a listen there. If you haven't already, if you're watching us live on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, hit the like and subscribe there. If you're listening to us there on the podcast land, hello, podcast land. Please hit the subscribe button there. Share with your friends. And if you're watching us either on live or after the fact here on video, go ahead and go over to your local podcast app that you use as well and hit subscribe on there as well. And if you're listening on podcast, go on the social media and give us a like. That's how we get this thing spread, guys, through you guys. Without you guys, we are nothing. We're nothing. We just disappear into the face of the social media and podcast earth at that point. We need you.
Please. Like us, subscribe.
Someone
hold us. Comment on us.
So, thank you guys, though, for listening in. Hope you enjoy the news we got to share with you guys, at least at the beginning. We had some good Giant news there, so always glad to be able to share that with you guys. Before we go, I do actually have one thing to talk about there, actually, that I almost forgot to talk about. I can't believe we forgot to talk about this. News has broke today that they are officially talking to Daniel Jones about his extension. So the conversation has begun, guys. So as soon as we get news with that, of course, we'll let you guys know everything as things progress. Of course, when we have a new contract signed and ready to go at that point there, we'll have a special episode for that to let you guys know, as we will with anything we as far as signing-wise, whether it's a re-signing of our guys, a free agent signing. So the best way to find that, though, again, is hit that subscribe button, because then it pops up on your phone saying, hey, those two goofballs, they got something to tell you over here.
Look at those goofballs.
Look at them. They're goofing around again, telling you news.
Just hanging in there.
So, but again, guys, we appreciate you listening in and appreciate you giving the time for these two goofballs here to tell you all about what's going on in the Giant world there. So, like I said, we'll be live again, like I said, after the Super Bowl, giving you info on that. We got a couple more episodes planned for you guys also next week, and then we're going to start after that doing our coverage of the position reviews, and we have a lot of special guests. So stay tuned to everything coming on. We got some big stuff coming here. The season never ends. Even the football season, the goofball season never ends, folks.
Year round.
Oh, yeah. So thanks again for listening. And as always,
go G-Men!
Go G-Men!
And KC. Kansas City kick their ass.
Go G-Men! G-Men! Go G-Men!
Thanks for listening to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. We appreciate your support. If you made it this long, you must have enjoyed it. So I am sure you have followed us on all the social media platforms. Of course, you have subscribed to the show on your favorite app as well and given us a top rating. Right? Right? Right?